Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden. Welcome to a code stream. We're gonna write code. Everyone excited for code? Let's write some code. I actually don't know exactly what we're gonna work on today. We'll vote on it maybe. Code. Yeah, everyone get your code emotes out. Get ready for code. um, Maybe we'll vote on it. Maybe it will just fall into our laps and we'll figure out what we're gonna write code for. I have some things on the list. So this over here is a chat overlay that I have written, but for a while I was using a thing called JChat, which was a very minimal chat overlay. And I kind of want to make my own version of that. So like we could write basically we're writing just code, we're writing code. I could write a view, like a version of this app where everything else is the same except it's just a more minimal view. So that could be fun. And then whenever someone gifts subs right now, that's kind of broken, so we could try to fix that. But this is a little bit hard to debug because people need to actually gift subs for it. But yeah. The other thing, so many people ask, why do I always just do JavaScript or TypeScript? What's up, Dace? Welcome in. So we could spin a wheel. Actually, yeah, that'd be great, Alka, honestly. I mean, if we work on this, I'm sure you could give me the tags required to get it implemented. But yeah, we could put a bunch of languages on a wheel, spin it, and then build a thing. The only issue with that is, like, I don't know what we would build. Like, we could build an API, maybe? I don't know. And then the other thing we could do is try to build something with OpenAI. I mean, this is something I've wanted to do. Basically, feed it the transcript to my live streams. And it could automatically create, what do you call it? Interesting summaries and events that you can then click on to navigate to that part of that we can then have as timestamps for the video. Basically, automatic chapters for videos. Build an event simulator. Here's the thing. If I do that, then less people will give me subs to test my overlays. So it's against my own interest to build an event simulator. What's up, Nico? Welcome in. We should be in the mood to create a nice maintainable app. That's the thing, is I'm not in the mood to create something maintainable. I'm in the mood to create something that I potentially will never look at again. So like that's kind of why I don't want to do either of these things. Like maybe I want to do this. Yeah, the chat overlay in Common Lisp. Yeah. COBOL? COBOL? I mean, would we need some kind of like emulator or something like that? I don't know. Let's just say hi to everybody. Feel free to let me know how your day is going. And I'll also tell you how the overlays work because it's been a long time since I've done that. So if you would like to say hello to me, you can write a chat message that matches this regular expression. Right there, just like that. Easiest thing is to just say hi. If you say like hi with multiple I's or hey with multiple Y's, I won't see it. So make sure you say something that is actually one of these words. Here we go. 21 minutes ago, Mark said hello. What's up, Mark? Welcome in. Hello, Damon and Speedstrat. Good to see you. What's up, Kailando and Irasam, an old school rapper, and Codex, and I am Roos. And Lester Wolf, hello. Hello, Alka, and Stas, and Veritatas. Refresh my Reddit app with Mastodon or something. Are you talking about the thing I built years ago? Did we build... I guess we tried to build like a Reddit clone? Was it even a Reddit clone? It's more like a forum. This thing? That was a long time ago. I mean, I think at the time, the point wasn't to build something long-lasting and maintainable. Because, like, Mastodon is cool. It's, like, federated. But you wouldn't have to build anything. You just, like, set it up. What's up, Winter Not Founded? Hello, Jicom and Zelino and Nico and Fun Planet and Bolsum Geek and Ike. and Ed Kyriakos, and Mike the Tree Climber. What's up, Roga, and Jaguar Vision, and Basecrafter, and Moshiko. Welcome in, everyone. And Frank Eddy, good to see you. You can customize your messages in my chat overlay. Let me tell you how to do that. So, as you can see, Moshiko has their pronoun set, or his pronoun set. He has his country flag set to Israel, and he has his team set to JavaScript. So you too can set your pronouns, your country flag, and your team. You can see Mark has his pronoun set, their flag set to Lebanon, and their team is NeoVim. And then Roga doesn't have a flag, but they do have Nuxt as their team. So, if you want to set your pronouns, you can choose from this list. She, he, they, they, co, none, they, hi, it, one, im, or yo, pick one of those. And then in the chat, if you do pronoun, singular, followed by your preferred pronoun from that list, it'll show up in the overlay. Canada got nuked in the laser way. That's a really funny phrase to say. Are you saying that your country flag is set, but it's not showing up? Yeah, so I'll show you how to do the flags next. So, whew. Do we have the link in the badges command? Yeah, we do. So we actually have a repo. We have a repo where if your flag is not here, you can make a PR and add your flag. But the most basic thing is you can set your two-character country code. Well, it would be he, him. So if you do he, then it will show up as he, him, his, or whatever it is in the list. Yeah, so you choose he, you get he, him, his. Oh, Canada? And it's dots. Or no, it's slashes, isn't it? He, him, yo. We don't have that level of customization yet. No, there were slashes, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay, so on this repo, if you go into the SVG folder, the top level are countries. So if you just want to set your country flag, exclamation mark flag, two-character country code. So for me, I'm in the United States. I would just do US, and then look at that. I got a nice little US flag next to my name. But it goes deeper than that. So if you go to this repo, you click and if your country has a folder, you can go deeper. If your country doesn't have a folder, then you can make a PR to add it. But if you go into the country, now we have states or provinces, depending on where you are in the world. So for me, in here, I have Colorado. So I could set my flag to US/Colorado. And now, look at that. I get the Colorado flag. Freeform pronouns. I feel like Twitch chat would abuse it. I do not trust Twitch chat. So we're gonna keep it the way that we're doing it now. And then for some, it's not for all of them, but for some, you can go one level deeper. So if you find your country and then you find your province, you could go to the city level. So I live in Denver, Colorado, and so for that I can do country, state, city, and there it is, the Colorado flag, which I really like. It's like the mountains and like the sun over the mountains. It's good. It's good. So, cool. And then you can also set your team. So you can see that I'm on the Yahoo team for whatever reason. I thought it was funny the day that I did it, I guess. I don't know. Mike the Tree Climber is on the PHP team. I have no idea what Titan Fuss is on. Handfist. They're on the Handfist team. And Pablo, thanks for the 32 months. On Monday, you'll start a new job working with Svelte. Heck yeah! Congrats. That's awesome. You've been doing a ton of Svelte stuff. Like, you've been very visible, like, on Twitter and stuff like that. So that's awesome. I'm glad you get to work on Svelte stuff full time. So if you go to the Font Awesome brand cheat sheet here, oh, Okay, so you want to be able to change the command. That would be a different repo. Because yeah, this repo just holds all of the um this repo holds all of the flags. And there is some code that generates the metadata here, which would have this, but I wouldn't touch the metadata. What you would want to change is the thing that takes in the command. So that would be in the API backend. So if you go to the Twitch commands service, or not, Twitch messages, Twitch chat service. No, if you go to Twitch chat functions. No, it is a command. Okay, so never mind. So if you go to Twitch commands service, somehow at some point I refactored this into create commands service. Let's see. See what that is. Oh yeah, it's in here. It's in here. So you can scroll through all the spaghetti, and you can find this spot right here with all the meatballs. Because this is where it interprets all the commands. And then right here, if the command is country or flag, then we right here, no, right here, right here. Countries.get. So what you can do right here is you can take that country lookup, replace dots with slashes, and dashes with slashes. Basically, you want to country lookup is going to be what the user sent in, and you want to convert it into what it will be in the database. So honestly, it would be like a one-liner right there, and then that would make it work for slashes and dots. Oof, that took a lot of work. Let's not look at that code anymore. And let me show you how to set the badges. So yeah, look at the Font Awesome brand cheat sheet. There's a bunch of brands and icons and stuff. And then you can also look at simple icons. So this is the slugs for simple icons, but if you look at simpleicons.org, you can just scroll this page and find potentially a thing you would like to put onto, or a team that you'd like to join. I'm going to choose uBlock origin. So if I look on the slugs for uBlock, it's all one word, uBlock origin. And Milos, thank you for the resub. Says, hope you're doing well. Ever created or published or maintained an NPM package? Trying to figure it out, and any help is more than welcome. Not really. I mean, I think mainly what you're asking about is like, I guess if it's TypeScript, you kind of need a build process, right? So like the package that you publish isn't necessarily exactly the code that you wrote. I guess I have done that, but there are some like project starters that kind of like set all of that up for you. Because you have things like easily changing the version number, making sure that it builds before you publish. In a second, I'll see if I can find what project I used for that. Okay, so now in the chat, I picked my team name, and there it is. So got my pronouns set, my country flag, and my team. Yeah, Simver, source code, build. Yeah. I do have one project that's published. It isn't necessarily maintained, but it does go through. It does that process. So I'll show you that, and where, because I actually forked another project that used some other base project to have all of that set up for you. Oh, look at that, Germany, or no, Belgium, not Germany. Sorry, with is that canonical? Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Why is the Linux logo yellow? Secret command. You can change the color. Is this just coming from where? Yeah, for whatever reason, yeah, simple icons have the color set as logo. But you can actually change the color of your team logo. So yeah, you can see that mine is, it's just taking the color of my username, but I had to set that manually. You can do team-color. I think if I do clear, it'll do the default. So now instead of green, it'll be red. Yeah, but that actually doesn't look very good because it's like a dark red. But then you can just pass in a text code. So, or sorry, not a text, a hex code. So for me, if I grab Coding Garden Green, and then if I do team color, I can change it to be that nice Coding Garden Green like that. Yeah, this is this repo is called Sprout Kit. It's a mess. Honestly, everything's a mess. I just wanna, everything's a mess. I don't know what to do. It's just been a mess for a long time. It'll probably stay a mess. I don't know. That's the Netherlands flag now, isn't it? Yeah, would you look at that? My garden is a mess as well. um, cool. Is there a README for some of these commands? Mm, I feel like we wrote it down somewhere, but honestly, what you probably would, the easiest thing to do would be to look at this file and then make sure we have all of these commands documented. Because it's very, very disparate. They're all kind of all over the place. Just released the SvelteLab CLI on NPM and Dino. Cool. Clean my room. Have you been applying, Ryan, or like interviewing anywhere? I guess you recently graduated university, right? Okay. What now? I feel like there was something I specifically was gonna do. Oh yeah, we're gonna go look at how I published that project. What's up, Katoli? Welcome in. Sprout Kit, it's not a proper mono repo, but it is one repo with a bunch of stuff in it. But it's not using any sort of mono repo tool. Noticed a large uptick in LinkedIn requests. You mean for like LinkedIn connections? You think so, Ryan? I feel like that'd be good. Huh. Whoa, Alka, is it some kind of bot? Or maybe they had an issue error. Maybe the reporting before was not good. I don't know. So Next.js is everything. It's server-side rendered, client-side rendered, static site generated. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And then you could throw in MPA because it lets you create multi-page apps, which in turn are potentially server-side rendered or client-side rendered. So it's everything. It's everything, and it that's insane, Alco. Like, why would it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's like bots or a CI system, but why would a CI system need to install it so many times? Um, all right, what was I gonna do? We in the listed project have a dependency on Prisma ERD generator markdown, which is my own library that I basically forked another project. But at the end of it all, I kind of just like wrote it all from scratch. But if you look at this repo and you look at my scripts, I guess it's a mono repo. It's a mono repo, but if we go into packages The actual generator is the one that gets published. We have a prepack command. Yeah, I think prepack is probably what you want to look into, Milos, um, because that's the command where you can tell it what to run before um, publishing to npm, and then your main you want to make sure that you set to wherever your bundled files are. And then if you're building with TypeScript, you want to make sure that you generate type definitions, which is just it would be in the TS config. But honestly, I think that's the main thing. You can see here that this has a bunch of stuff in plugins. Like this was all set up in the project that I forked, but it analyzes commit messages. Like it generates release notes. I see. Semantic release is doing the hard work here, I think. Yeah, this is probably what you want to look into, Milos, if you haven't seen it yet. So fully automated version management and package publishing. This is it. This is the answer. Just read their docs. I mean, and then if you want to see how this one is set up, you can look here. But honestly, their docs are probably better than just looking at my copied code from someone. But this was an interesting setup though, because it's a mono repo, this folder is the actual package that gets published, but then the other folder is a way for me to kind of just like test the project locally. So if you look at the package.json, yeah, technically it has a dependency on that, but the workspace stuff is able to figure out where to install that from. And then in here, I can write custom code that like, obviously you should write automated tests, but this allows me to do manual testing against the package. NPM has semantic versioning incrementing already. Well, it's not just that. It's also about like making sure you build your library before you publish it. Because like if you look at libraries published on NPM, they're not necessarily pushing their TypeScript code. They're pushing the bundled code with TypeScript definitions. So that needs to be part of the process. I mean, are you saying NPM has a command to automatically bump the version? And I think this is the reason the reason you would use this package is your commit messages can inform the version bump, and it just happens automatically. So like if you have a commit message that says fix, then it's going to be a bug fix bump. And if you have a commit that says feat or feature, then it'll be a minor version bunch jump. And then if you have a commit that says breaking change, it'll be a major version bump. So that's what this library is for. Is it based on your commit messages, it automatically changes or increases the version number in the right way. And then, so yeah, I mean, basically it's a whole workflow, right? Because if all of your commits follow this pattern, like follow the semantic or like conventional commit pattern, then it can also automatically generate change logs. So let's say you have a bunch of fixes and features before you do the next major version bump. It can now pull those from your commits, automatically put them into a change log, and it's all automated. So like a lot of libraries you see out there that will publish their change log, they're using a tool like this, so they don't have to do it manually. I don't know. Does semantic release use semantic release? Probably. That's actually really funny, but it'd be interesting to see. Does it have a like I would think it has a dependency on itself so that well, maybe it doesn't have a dependency on itself, but it uses its own binary, so that way It can have a change log. I think that's the other thing. Like if you look at releases, this little bit of text here is auto-generated based on the commits. Like this. I mean, those other ones were just like one commit. But every now and then you'll see one that has like a bunch of bug fixes and features, and that was auto-generated. Isn't change set the industry standard? I don't know. What is change set? What do you mean by that? What's up, Midsick? Welcome in. Specky says having the hardest time trying to separate out my authentication logic into an auth context in TypeScript. Seems like that could be hard. Main issue stems from the fact that I can't seem to pass the value of Boolean from my login component through my auth context. Dolly says, does anyone know what's the state of interacting with web APIs? In particular, Canvas within WebAssembly. I've never done that before. I mean, yeah, I have no idea. Wouldn't you just do it? I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea how that would work. You can't install a package that is the same as the package.json name. So they probably just use their own code internally. Be right back. Gonna get pudding. Cool. What do I think of using Vercel for Nuxt? I haven't worked with Nuxt enough, but it'll probably work just fine. Something very similar to this. You add a change set file in every PR, then you have a GitHub workflow to automatically open a PR with all the change sets. Then you merge that PR to automatically bump the correct version and publish it npm. Yeah. You have to call JavaScript directly. You can't access APIs directly in WASM. Yeah, I haven't worked with WASM, so I don't know the answer to that. Cool. I have not sent the stickers yet. I need to do that. I haven't. Sorry. I will let you know the day that I mail them out. We're still at Netlify. Work fine with Nuxt. I prefer Netlify. Cool. Yeah, I don't have any experience with that. Though, I mean, what if today is the day where we build a Nuxt thing? Because it's been many months since the last time we tried Nuxt. And I would think the ecosystem has matured a bit. Maybe. So, like, their auth module. I guess you can you use auth.js now? Since when? Is this a non-official plugin? Yeah, because they don't even have Nuxt listed on their homepage. Yeah. Astro full stack? Is that a thing? Or like, are you saying build a full stack app with Astro? I don't know. I've used Quasar components before. I haven't used their full ecosystem. Yeah, so like this is like an unofficial implementation that uses the official auth core under the hood. What's that, Ryan? Built with Astro? I would say if we start a project using Nuxt, it will probably not end today. Yeah, but let's use this opportunity to fix this chat message right here. All right, we're gonna write some code and we're gonna fix my overlay. So when someone resubs, like Toasted Cheeses, Toasted Cheeses, thank you for the Prime sub. This little message that comes through, wait, it's not empty. Oh, never mind. It's not. So this one isn't empty. We're showing the right thing there. We're not showing it when someone gift subs. But thank you, Toasted Cheeses. Thank you for the 30-month sub, 30-month resub. Um, yeah. Yeah, I'm more so thinking that as well, like, because I got a question the other day that from someone that was like, I haven't touched web dev in 15 years. Where do I start? I was like, if you're building websites, probably Astro. Probably. We tried using that one a while back. It had some issues. Yeah. Cool. Cool. That is someone said it. That's a cool animation. Um, what do we do now? We could do some OpenAI stuff. This is always popular. People want to see AI. It's not going to be easy though, because it's like it's there's a lot of problems we need to solve that are not AI. Like we need to be able to download um, transcripts from YouTube videos. Um, yeah, everybody's doing AI, but like I could do it without the hype, right? I could show you, hey, you don't need to watch those videos on YouTube because the OpenAI documentation is very straightforward. You just call the methods that are available. Like you don't need me to tell you to do that. Um, Versal's new AI package. I looked at it, but isn't it? Yeah, it's just a wrapper around everything else. Wrapper and adapter. That's cool. What did you do? Wait, why is the font different? When did we change the font on that thing? That's a bug, but okay. Pablo says, "Do you have suggestions to make the trackpad and the mouse of a Mac to use respectively natural and normal scroll mode?" Can you elaborate? First of all, I don't use the trackpad. I almost always have a I almost always have a mouse plugged in. Um, and let's see. Yeah, when I scroll up, it goes down, and when I scroll down, it goes up. So I'm using. Is this natural mode? I guess I've just gotten used to natural scrolling. Um, so I don't have an answer for that. Yeah, hot swap the AI. That doesn't seem useful. I mean, like, why? When and why would you want to do that? Um, I guess the streaming UI thing is one of the aspects that they added to it that made it really easy to integrate with, like Next.js, is to like show the streaming response. Yeah. I have a use case for it, but if I told you, I'm all right. I'm not gonna sign an NDA. All right, let's just dive into this. Let's explore this, and this isn't gonna be something that we finish today, but it might be something that we can revisit in the future. So we're gonna call this auto YouTube auto chapters. But no, listed is not done. No, yeah, we've got a lot to do. Um, Here we go. So what we want to do, um, YouTube auto chapters. Use the OpenAI GPT. So we specifically have to use GPT-4 because we need a lot of tokens. Like the one issue with trying to do this with GPT 3.5 is my live streams are 4 or 5 hours long. So there's no way you can fit that entire transcript in a query. Um, so we need GPT-4 because we get a lot more tokens. Use their GPT-4 API to create chapters / summaries of a YouTube video. Yeah, I have the Plus membership. It probably will require that. I don't know. I'm already paying for the API and I have credits and stuff. Cool. Lane chain? Combining other sources of computation or knowledge. Cool. I think I'm just gonna use um the 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 chat API, right? There is already a GPT-4 plugin to summarize a video though. Show me. Show me. Or I guess I can look it up. Give me a second. Also, how many times have we implemented things on here that already exist? The whole point is kind of to explore and show it's possible to do this stuff if you just break it down and take it a step at a time. I haven't even tried the plugins yet. Here we go. YouTube. Insights and summaries for YouTube videos. Tool for retrieving YouTube video captions. You can retrieve captions from any YouTube video by providing its URL. Let's try YouTube summaries. I have no idea what it's going to show me after I try to install it, so. GPT Plus doesn't affect the API? Well, whatever it is, I recently got access to GPT-4. I got an email that says you can use GPT-4 in the API now, which might have been like a general announcement. So I had to log in via their OAuth for this Adify app. Build your own version of GPT. Yeah, that makes sense because even with GPT Plus, you have to pay, or actually you're limited to like a certain number of queries every few hours. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is, Cho. I'm just gonna remove it for now because that's your first message ever, and it's a link away from the stream. So just say hi first. Um, okay. Let's take an example. The code Q&A that I did a couple days ago. It's a 3-hour stream. I don't know how to use a plugin. Like the plugin is enabled now. What if I say like summarize this video? Using YouTube summaries, okay. Does not have subtitles available. What? Have they stopped auto transcribing? What's happening? Why are there no subtitles? Do I have to enable that now? Subtitles. Oh, you have to set the language? Come on. How many videos don't have subtitles on my channel now? Well, that's unfortunate. I think it's huh. I guess I can just go find an old video, see if it works on that. Well, that's what I have no idea, Fun Planet. That's why I want to run it just to see what it does. Okay, I have another video we're gonna try. It's trying. Oh, that was really fast. That was 30 seconds for a 2-hour video. That's a really good insight it got from one of my videos. React is so unopinionated that developers lose potential built-in best practices and guidance on structuring code, unlike frameworks like Angular. Wow. That could be a tweet. React is more flexible and allows developers to make their own choices regarding file structure, styling, and state management, while Angular is more opinionated and enforces specific conventions, making it easier for developers to get up to speed in Angular code bases. The use of a Docker layer in the Docker file allows for caching and faster installation of dependencies during the npm install process. Um, huh. Here's the thing. Summaries are great, but what I actually want is I want timestamps as well. So there needs to be like there should be a timestamp right here so I can click it, go to that point in the video where I talked about this specific thing. The speaker suggests doing live streams on Twitch at least once a week to engage with a different audience and expresses gratitude for the support received from viewers. Okay, so this is fun. The full summary? No, it's the same amount. Can you include timestamps? It extracts the main points from the video based on available subtitles, but it doesn't correlate those points with specific times in the video. If you need a summary with timestamps, you might need to manually watch the video and note down the times with key points. That's hilarious. All right, so let me try the other plugin to see if it does it. Yeah, so subtitles have timestamps on them. So basically, you'd have to combine the two. What's up, Bob? Welcome in. So we want timestamps. Basically, let me find a good example on my YouTube channel. Honestly, like any of my recent videos that have this is what I want to generate. So if you didn't know this, and like when you're on YouTube and you see a video that has like multiple labeled sections like this, it's because the person put this in the description. So YouTube automatically sees these timestamps in the description and then automatically adds the chapters in here. So imagine you're on Coding Garden and you go to a 7-hour live stream. Right now, there are no timestamps. So for this 7-hour live stream, you have no idea what was actually covered in this 7-hour live stream. So what I want is I want it to spit out timestamps like this, so that way they become chapters, and that way I'll have to manually add them to the description, but it'll make it much easier for people to navigate really long videos like this. That's what I'm trying to do. It doesn't seem like this one does that. Let's try the other one that we saw. Yeah, it's probably gonna happen, right, Mumi? Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna happen. It's like they, it's like ecosystem lock-in, right? Like, and also like they've even kind of like coined the term, right? Like Chat GPT is the only GPT that people talk about, right? Right? They've like commandeered the word because GPT is a more general thing, right? Yeah, I mean that would be the next step, right, Fob? We could after we figure all of this out, we could tap into the YouTube API and like insert this into the description automatically. That would be kind of amazing. Plugins, the plugin store is kind of broken right now. Let me disable my ad blocker and script blocker. Generative pre-training transformer. And the people behind OpenAI, did they invent that? Or they've created like an implementation of that? So what's the one that you tried, Avi? Did you say it was video summary? This one? Yeah. Oh, nice. Timothy, welcome in. We're just hanging out today. We're right now we're kind of researching. We're looking at OpenAI and seeing what plugins are available. Just to see how well they work, because I'm probably not going to write a plugin. I'm just going to write my own app that does the thing that I want it to do. Chat with video. Summarize YouTube video highlights. Search YouTube transcripts. Let's try video summary. Here's the thing. I don't think it can handle a 7-hour video. Do you think? Do we think it can handle a 7-hour video? Give it a try. Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in trying. That was 10 seconds flat. There's no way. Seven hours later. So this summary is like one question I answered at the beginning of the video. Yeah, how would you create an app that tallies together IOUs and debts? And then I finished answering it at the hour mark. So it only summarized the first hour of the video? Can you summarize the whole video? That is just the first hour. Market research. Okay. That can't be everything. So, um, do we showed an example with Zod. Where is that at? No, we're gonna roll our own. I'm just curious what already exists out there, because like, honestly, I should try to build this in a way that other people can use it, right? Um, I should either build a plugin or have some sort of like software as a service. Um, it's just so much more work to do that versus just like write a simple little script that does the thing. Honestly, that's kind of what I want to do today. I want to prove the concept. We're going to do a technical spike. I'm going to write very sloppy code that summarizes one video with timestamps to see if we can do it. Cool. So this is fine. I'm gonna go revoke the privileges I gave that other plugin because you actually had to sign in with Google, and I don't like that. Um, so I need to get rid of its privileges. You take the transcript, clean it up, break down the text into blocks. Each block needs to be less than 40,000 tokens, so maybe 35,000 words. Yeah. Yeah, so MKSlug, how do I asked how do I customize my YouTube? I just have a extension installed. It's called Enhancer for YouTube. This one. So there's a lot of customizations you can do, but specifically, the theme I use, I say dark theme, and then I choose green dark. The other thing is you'll notice like every video I go to, it automatically does kind of like full screen and also expands the description. So those are settings in here where I say automatically enable theater mode, automatically expand the video player, use the available space in the viewport to expand the video player. So like if I full screen it, it auto resizes to be the whole thing. You can also convert. So I have convert shorts turned on. So if I click on a YouTube short, like this, well, it's supposed to anyways. It's not converting the short anymore. That might be broken, but what it actually typically does is it'll redirect the short to the actual watch page, like that. Because every short is just a short YouTube video, so technically, instead of viewing it in the shorts player, you could view it like this. So yeah, I don't know why that one's broken. Yeah, that's the other thing I do is I force it always to be 1080p. So videos, playlists, pop-ups, they're always 1080p. Yes. Okay. Let's make a list of the things we need to solve in order to solve this specific problem. So honestly, this is also going to be a case study in how do I take a problem that I want to solve and then break it down into smaller problems and then solve each one of those individual problems. So here's what I want to do. I want to use the OpenAI GPT-4 API to create chapters and summaries of a YouTube video that include timestamps. This is what I want to do. What am I going to have to do? Step one is like get the timestamps, or sorry, get the transcript for a given video, right? So this has nothing to do with OpenAI. I just have to figure out the YouTube API and figure out, given a YouTube video ID, how can I get the transcripts for that video? So that's step one. That has nothing to do with AI. That's just like I have to read their API documentation, the YouTube API documentation. I potentially have to create an API key. That's a bunch of stuff I need to solve before we can move on to the next step. So yeah, we get the transcript. The second part, I actually don't know yet, but there's possible places we'll need to go here, like maybe reduce the subtitles, or combine something like combine the subtitles into longer phrases, I guess. Because by default, if you've ever looked at a subtitle file, it's basically like each sentence has a timestamp on it, right? And in order to get OpenAI to summarize that, I potentially will need to combine multiple of those, get the summary for it, and then it'll have a timestamp of like the beginning of whatever that was. So this is probably going to be one of the trickiest parts, is like, I mean, honestly, I could also try giving it the entire thing. So maybe we don't even have to do this. I think like step one is just give the whole transcript to OpenAI. See what happens. And then at that point, we will have to figure out what to do from there, because it's possible we'll need to, what do you call it? combine it in some way, pre-process the transcript in some way. Yeah, so let's solve this first step here, and then go from there. Yeah, so we'll need to come up with some sort of prompt that will help us out, like split it into chunks, yeah, that kind of thing, for sure. Well, I want this all in one app. Well, this is, to me, this is going to be a script that I can run. I can pass it a YouTube ID. It'll just spit out the timestamps, and then I'll manually paste those into a description. That's what I'm going to do for right now. Yeah, so the transcript is it's a I think it's called a TS file. Basically, so subtitles are a format, a very specific format. Like closed cap SRT. There are SRT files, and when YouTube auto generates the captions, you can actually download an SRT file for that specific video. But an SRT file has like timestamp text, and that's how like a TV can display subtitles, or like a video player can display subtitles, is based on that specific SRT file format. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's another good point, is like if I don't like the transcripts, Bob, why'd you do that, Bob? Thank you for the 10 gifted. Honestly, we could sidetrack ourselves really quick and like fix this, because right now you can see with all of these gifted messages, they don't say anything. And we could fix that now that we have an example. But thank you, Bob. I appreciate you. What were we saying? Yeah. So initially, we're just going to use the generated transcripts from YouTube, because that's available to us. If those are not good, we can use something like Whisper. So Whisper is what I have used to create transcripts for the shorts that I've done. So if you look at any of my YouTube shorts, they have automatic subtitles like this. And I used Whisper to generate the subtitles. That gave me a subtitle file, and then I plugged that into DaVinci Resolve, which is my video editing software, to like burn in the subtitles. So yeah, we could use Whisper to generate the subtitles if we don't like the YouTube ones. The YouTube API is very convoluted. I agree with that. It's silly to me that running the tokenize function on the text uses your paid tokens. Yeah, I'm not familiar with their API yet. Really, I mean, the reason I started to pay 20 bucks a month is I just didn't want to wait. Like, there were times when I couldn't log in, or I couldn't send messages in ChatGPT. So to me, it's worth the price, but it's really a matter of like how often you use it. Yeah. Why do I need to log into my Google account? So specifically, whatever plugin you were using uses the Google OAuth, because that's what just happened with the video summary one. They're using like the Google API, and they use Google OAuth, so they needed you to log in with Google. Yeah. But thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. No, Whisper is just a standalone tool that you can run locally. It runs on Python. But you don't even need an API. Like, I think they have it available over an API, but for me, if I have like a 7-hour video, that would take a lot to try and get that summarized via an API. So I can do it all locally with Whisper. Yeah. Okay. Step 1, let's download the subtitles. We're going to use this 7-hour live stream as an example. Yeah, so here's the thing. In the title, it says, I explore signals with React, and we also build a fake Windows security scan. I remember we got rated by Kip Boga. And we ended up building, let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Yeah, we built this. That's not a real Windows security scanner. We have like a bunch of like fake file names and stuff, and we made it look real. But I would expect to see that in the summary. So yeah, so there's a lot there. Um, and here, if you look at show transcript, that actually has the transcript with the timestamps. We're basically going to get back, if we can figure out how to get them, we're going to get back a file that looks like this. It's going to have timestamp text, timestamp text. So let's do it. Also, it'll be interesting to see for a seven, like this is kind of as long as it gets, but for a 7-hour video, how many words is that? Like, is it feasible to even um, like, is it feasible to just directly feed that transcript into OpenAI? Because there's a token limit, and if it's more than the token limit, then we're gonna have to do some pre-processing. So, um, yeah, this was when I was sometimes streaming on. Well, actually, no, this was on Twitch too, because we got rated by Kitboga. It was like a dual stream. Okay, but this is the video we're gonna test it on. Here we go. YouTube API get transcript for video. What's up, Chad? Welcome in. Does Python play nice with JavaScript? Um, Whisper typically just outputs an SRT file. I didn't try to get it to output anything else. But JSON is a pretty standard data format. So like Python can output to JSON. All right. As of August 2019, the following method will allow you to download the transcripts. I'm not going to do that because that's not an automated way of doing that. Install the YouTube Transcript API. Use the following code. We're going to have to scrape? So if you're not familiar with it, when you look at a YouTube video, this is the ID. The V equals, that's the ID. So if I pass the video ID in here, it's not found. So these don't exist. This was a message from 2017. So this endpoint potentially doesn't exist anymore. I'd be curious to see what this library is doing. A Python API that lets you get the transcripts and subtitles for a given YouTube video. But how does it do it? It's a lot of code. The direct links still exists. Get transcript with a given video ID. I don't like this new GitHub symbols panel explorer. It needs to stop. List transcripts, find transcripts. I think it's doing some web scraping. And then what is CLS? So CLS is this object it's using. Ask ChatGPT. All right, give me a second. How can I get the transcript for a YouTube video using JavaScript? Use the YouTube Data API, but note that as of my knowledge, the API does not directly provide video transcripts. To get around this, you have to download and parse the captions of the video. This could be done in several steps. Get the video ID. Use the captions.list method to get the list of captions. Choose a caption track, download and parse the caption track. Unfortunately, due to limitations imposed by Google, you need to be the owner of the video to fetch the captions directly using the Data API. If you're not the owner of the video, this method will not work directly due to Google's API restrictions. Here's some unofficial workarounds. Thanks, ChatGPT. it found the unofficial workarounds. So yeah, there's an endpoint here. Let's see what this gives us back. Timed text, and then you pass in the video ID. Nothing. I wonder if it hallucinated that endpoint. I'd be curious. I mean, the fact that I'm not getting an error message, it's just blank, is very curious to me. Empty response. The URL in the last block of code does not work. What? Are there any other unofficial ways to get the transcript? You could use libraries such as YouTube Transcript API. That's what we're looking at right now. I mean, if we're gonna have to web scrape, I guess it could be interesting to see, like, to watch the network traffic and see what gets downloaded. Because like I'm not gonna do web scraping like this. This literally launches a browser and then like clicks the transcript, like show transcripts, and then like extracts the text from that. I don't want that. I want to literally get the SRT file. um like I'm not gonna do that. And thank you, Heck. Thank you for the resub. Appreciate you. I want to look at their code. I'm not super comfortable with Python, so but I want to look through to see how they're doing it. Because if we can copy how they're doing it, but just write it with JavaScript, that would be great. The only thing is I don't know what this CLS thing is. What's up, Platinum Prep? My week's all right. We've been streaming every day this week. Is this just the instance of itself? Like the class like this, like the class instance. Okay, thank you, Sharchini. So this is just this. So it's doing this dot load cookies. We're creating a cookie jar, and then we're loading the cookies. Where do the cookies come from? By default, there are none. And then we do transcript list fetcher. Where is that? Transcripts, okay. Yeah, they're doing web scraping. So, fetch video HTML. They literally download the page for the video. So it downloads the page, and then within the source of the page, there's a captions property. Yeah, I'm gonna inspect the page myself. Like if they can do it, I can do it. So let's actually see what happens here whenever we go to a YouTube video. We can actually, so if we view the direct source, this is like just what gets returned when we request the page. Does this have anything to do with captions on it? Captions track base URL. Ooh, look at that. This is probably why the URL didn't work, is like it requires a bunch of extra params. Yeah, it has a signature on it. And all of that. The thing is, there's also some, there's like some escaped values in here. These, I don't know what these are. I guess these are ampersands? Yeah, these would be ampersands. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So start, duration, and then some text. These are just it's returning XML. I'm wondering if we can tell it to return JSON. So like if we look in what they were doing, are they parsing the XML? So we have transcript nodes and then text nodes. No, this is XML. This is just data. This is not um um this is not code. It's data. It's data. Uh I have to convert it myself. Um So if we scrape this ourselves, I'm thinking what we can do is extract out that section, and then we can just directly access the URL. And then from the URL, we can try to just turn that into an SRT file. Can we set it to return JSON? Anyone see a param in here? Format JSON? We can just try this. Let's see if that works. Invalid URL. It wouldn't be horrible to convert it ourselves. It's a very simple structure. Here's what we can do as well, though. So when we actually go to the page, if we look at the network tab, we can see when that request is made. Yeah, so there it is. So it makes the request. And so specifically what Mumi was mentioning is like try setting a header. What I wanted to see is like when it makes the request with JavaScript, like what does that look like? It includes a cookie. Don't try to use that cookie. I'm in a private tab. There's an accept. It accepts anything. Oh. No, this responded with JSON. Let's look at JSON in the URL. Let's compare the URLs. FMT. Oh, you're totally right. There it is. Format JSON3. Nice, nice. So if we just append that to the end of the URL that we get back from scraping, let's see if it does it. Okay, we get back a JSON object. Let's see what it looks like. It's a lot of junk. There's no actual text. Oh. And then the return types of your queries, automatically type with TypeScript, so that's insane. It's each individual word. It's the timestamp of every single word. I mean, this seems better. This seems better than the let's look. Quick tip: ls-h will give you -lh will give you human sizing, 5.4 megabytes. Here's the thing: I feel like I would have a much easier time parsing this XML. Honestly, I think we're just gonna parse the XML. We'll just parse the XML. This is much easier to look at than that big old JSON thing. And it's also less data. Like here, if we save this. Yeah, so the XML is only 608K. It's the whole thing, look. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, music. We'll just parse the XML. Yeah, easy. Okay, so step one, request the page itself. Here we go. I'm gonna init this as a little npm project. We're gonna install Cheerio and Axios so I can make the request and then also parse the response. We'll make a source directory, and then we're gonna have our index.js. You could probably try streaming the JSON. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's too much. I don't want to have to deal with all that data. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I probably don't even need an XML parser. But I know there are existing tools that can basically turn that into a very simple JSON file. Okay, here's what we need to do. I'll set the type to module so we can use import syntax. And then we're going to import Axios from Axios. We'll have a function get transcript that takes in a video ID. This will be async. We'll grab the data from axios.get. And then we specifically pass in the video ID like that. So this is actually going to give us back the HTML, and then we can reach into that HTML. And then that other package I installed, Cheerio, that lets us poke and prod at the HTML itself. So it basically is like jQuery on the server side. So we can load that HTML in, and now this $ can query the document. So what we want to query is this thing right here. So because in here is this big long URL. Honestly, we might not even need Cheerio, right? Because we can actually try to just match on this. Honestly, check this out. We could just do a regular expression. Cool. Yeah, see you soon, Ryan. Why is this complaining? Unterminated regular expression literal. Wait, how do regular expressions work? Is it that slash? No, it's that slash, right? It could be the quotes, yeah, but basically what I want is I want to do like everything inside of there followed by a double quote. Escape the quotes? Yeah, I think you're right. Cool, but it still doesn't like this. Unterminated regular expression literal. Do we have to escape? Oh, we have to escape the square brackets. There we go. Watch this. First try. First try. Honestly, do I think this is going? Oh, we have to escape the curly braces too. We'll escape everything. And we don't even need Cheerio. Honestly, first try. Right here. Because at this point we have the URL, so then we just request it. And then at that point, we'll just spit out the XML. Done. Let's bet on it. Escaping quotes is yeah, I think you're right. I think we needed to escape the curly braces and the brackets, but not the quotes. I think you're completely right. I mean, it still works, obviously, but that's what we want. How much time does it take to generate subtitles using Whisper? For the short videos, it probably took like a minute or two. Even for like a 60-second video, it would sometimes take like 30, 45 seconds. So I can't imagine for like a 7-hour video. All right, we're gonna place your bets. Is this gonna work on the first try? Works on the first try. XML is logged to the console. No errors, and XML is logged to the console. Won't work. It's gonna be close. Well, you have 30 seconds to predict. Oh, this is too long. One minute. Can you write my name on the first try? Here's the thing. The one, yeah, there's only one occurrence of that. And then we're matching all the way to the next double quote. So, I think the one issue might be the encoding in here. I don't know if we have to actually like fix the encoding. But I can't change the code now because people are already voting. But maybe have to replace with that, maybe? But I'm not going to change the code. I am going to log the URL, though. That's the only thing. But the code is as is based on your predictions here. Okay, so let's try it. Your client has issued a malformed or illegal request. That's all we know. Okay, here's the thing. Wait. Wait. The second request fails. Let's just make sure that we get the URL. Yeah, so it didn't work. We need to work on our regular expression. Which one of these is greedy? Yeah. It didn't work. It didn't work. It did not work on the first try. Yeah. So yeah. Is that what I need, Codex? Is that what you're saying? Should have gone non-greedy. What are you saying? I really need to match the whole expression. Well, I want everything inside the double quotes after this. Oh. So what you're saying is match anything except a quote followed by a quote. That didn't work. Square brackets instead of parentheses? I could ask ChatGPT, but I don't know what I would ask it. All right, we'll ask ChatGPT. Match the URL in between the quotes that comes after base URL. Oh, well, that's easy. Um, do we think this will work? Like that. Just don't be greedy. No, I'm not going to limit it to just base URL because there could be other things in the response that are base URL. Yeah, there we go. So we do need to replace that weird encoding. Do replace all with replace all of those with an ampersand. It's not a URL component though, is it? Is it a decode URI component? Let's see. I don't think it is. It's like a weird encoding thing. Let's see. Oh, is this an escaping? No, I need to double it. Yeah. So decode URI component didn't remove it, but a pure replacing did. Cool. So now that we have the URL, now we can do the request here. Done. Yeah. First try. Let me pass it to you. First 10th try. Yeah, we are downloading the transcript so that way we can pass it to ChatGPT to get a summary of the video. Okay. Decode URI? Still didn't work. We tried decode URI component. Decode URI component doesn't get rid of it. What do you mean force it to be text? Listen, this works. I'm gonna keep it. At this point, we just need to parse that XML. Honestly, we could use Cheerio for this. Pretty sure. Yeah, it would probably be easier to install like a text parsing library. Let's see. Like we want to find the transcript node and then the text nodes inside of it. And then for each one, we can grab the inner text, the start, and the duration. Look at me. I'm a plain old XML parser. These are HTML encodings. Is there a built-in way to decode HTML encodings? Right? First try. that was on the first try. But basically, so like HTML is a type of XML, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. JavaScript decode HTML. Unescape apostrophe in JavaScript. We gotta do something like this. XHTML is a type of XML? I don't know, but basically Cheerio can handle it because it's nodes, and we can traverse the nodes and do stuff with them. Can I not do like inner text or like text content? Oh, I like that. Yeah, I removed the dollar sign because I wanted to use the raw element, because this turns it into like a Cheerio element or like a jQuery element. But I'm okay with just using this function. So we grab the text and then pass that into parse HTML entities. Seems fine. Oh, we installed Cheerio a little bit ago. Yeah, we already had it. Because we were going to use it to parse the HTML, but then we just used a regex. So we already installed it. That's why I didn't go find a XML to JSON library, because I was like, well, we already have Cheerio. We could probably do it in a few lines. So, okay. Let's do this. We're going to have the SRT text. And then for every line in the transcript, we will add to it the text. And then you put the timestamp on it. Why do I need an XML formatter? There we go. So we have start and then duration. And I guess this is seconds. We need to convert seconds into hours, minutes, seconds. We've done this before. we actually spent a while implementing an hour, minute, second parser. Or like a turn a number of seconds into hours, minutes, seconds. There's probably a library that will do it too, though. Milliseconds? It's just math. All right, let's convert this into hours, minutes, seconds and see if it's right. This should be like 7 hours. Because we're like 6 hours, 59 minutes. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah. So it's close to 7 hours. Yes, we're dealing with a 7-hour video right now. Yes. What is the decimal? How is that going to affect the timestamp? Yeah, we're dealing with a 7. That's the whole point here, is I need to be able to pass it really long videos and still get back useful info. All right, let's write the code. Let's do it. I don't want to, but we're gonna do it. So we grab the start, which is gonna be the element. Grab the attribute start. Make it a number. Foreign music. Yeah, I don't know why it says that. And then we have the duration. Dur. What's up, JS Maniac? Welcome in. Yeah, thanks, Salka. I just don't want to write this code right now. Okay. So the timestamp is going to be, well, we're gonna need to pad it too. Hours dot pad left. Not padding left. What? I wrote more complex code yesterday. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't feel like doing. I don't feel like doing it left. Is it pad left? I don't know why we're not getting autocomplete. Um, pad start, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, but it's for a string. I see. We have to two string it. And then pad start, max length 2, fill with zeros. We're going to take this whole thing and put it into a little reusable function. Add number. Easy. Easy. So now we pad the hours. Actually, let's do this. We'll put it into an array and then join it on colons. So pad, and actually we can map it to. Okay, this makes it even easier. So we have hours, minutes, and seconds. We map the whole thing to pad number, and then we join it all together on a colon. That now gives us the timestamp. So we'll do timestamp, new line, text, new line. What's on line 27? I see, dir. Dir instead of fur. Cool. We need to drop the decimal on the remaining seconds. Nice. So 6:57:44 on this video. Thank you, El Revolt. Thank you for the prime. So 6:57:44. I thought that was bad for a second. We got an advertisement. What was it? 6:57:44. 2, 3, 4. In the world, have a wonderful morning. In the world, have a wonderful. Yeah. We did it. So we have timestamps. Now, I'm gonna output this to like a text file and see how many tokens it is, because we're at the point now where we could pass this into Chat GPT, but we need to know how much we have here. Um, well, I don't think I want JSON. I think I'm just gonna give it a text file with all the transcripts. Well, I was thinking I was gonna format this like an SRT file. An SRT file has a start and an end time. Um, but I guess we don't need that. We kind of just need the starting timestamp. So yeah, we don't need the duration. I agree. We'll get rid of to grab the text. Here. And if ignore dot includes that text, return. And then ignore is just going to be a little array that has all the things we want to ignore. So music. Foreign? What is what does that even mean? I mean, get rid of the word Yeah. I feel like ChatGPT will do its best to summarize that. Uh okay. Let's put this into a file. So I imported fs, which is the file system module. So we're gonna do fs.write. Well, we'll do it via promises. So fs.promises.write file. We want to go to transcript.txt. The data is going to be that we'll call this transcript text. That, and then UTF-8. We'll await it. All right, here we go. Did I spell it wrong? Laughter. That's funny. Hey, beautiful. Thank you. I feel like all of these thank yous are just generated like from the music somehow. On the was it on the variable name that I missed it? I did miss it, didn't I? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to Coding Garden. Welcome to Q stream. Today we're going to be answering any questions that you might have, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. To answer any questions you might have, you might notice we have commands over on YouTube now, which is cool. But okay. I guess I kind of want to split this on spaces and see how many words it is. Let's see. I mean, we could do that before writing it to a file. Well, it's only if the entire transcript is foreign. So if I say the word foreign in a sentence, it shouldn't get rid of it. That's built into VS Code. So on any variable, you can do a function f2, and then it'll find all the references and then rename it. But yeah, I think right here we can just do transcript text split on a space. and give the link. Whoa! That's not bad. That's 40,000 tokens. That includes the timestamps, yeah. And we wanted to include the timestamps because I want ChatGPT to summarize the timestamps. Huh. The thing is, how often are we going to summarize a 7-hour video? Let's see how many tokens are in like a 3 or a 4-hour code Q&A. Morning tea Q&A 3 years ago? $14,000 tokens. Easy. Largest context is 32,000 tokens. Yeah, I mean, like for this, we could just split it. I think the tricky part is if we decide to split it at an arbitrary point, then like it loses context, right? No, it's not $1 per token. It's just like it's also it's how much data can you send it in a single request. $3 or $6 per token? No way. That's really that sounds expensive. Per 1,000 tokens, that sounds better. um. All right. Use the duration to build chunks. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I could get in the habit of like setting markers in the stream. Merge 2 or 3 timestamps together. Yeah, but again, it's like it's hard to tell where you should merge them, right? Because if I stop talking and now I'm talking about some other unrelated topic, if we were to smoosh those two together, now you have like unrelated with related. But I think you're right. Like it might be fine to like combine them into basically like 10-minute segments. But the thing about a Q&A stream is like I'm all over the place, right? Like I answer lots of different things. We change topics a lot. Like this. Let's look at this React.js code Q&A. Oof. Did I get the video ID wrong? Are we getting rate limited by the YouTube API? Yeah. That was a regular expression error, yeah. Oh, captions aren't available. No, I've totally forgot. I had no idea that this was the case, but every single one of my Coding Garden archive videos doesn't have captions. That's why we were on the main channel, which has like older videos. Yeah, so I just updated the code. So instead of trying to destructure it, put it into a variable. If it's null, we'll just log out captions not found. Like that. I need to go through and turn on captions in all these videos though, because the archive channel really is where most of the stuff that needs captions is. Um, but let's do like this one. It's 2 hours long. Should be fine. Cool. Um, so now we'll talk to the OpenAI API. Because at this point, we can send a request to the OpenAI API that includes the entire transcript. Um, we can make a request that basically is like a prompt that says summarize the following transcript, include timestamps for each summarized section, that kind of thing. So if you're asking ChatGPT to summarize and you need to split it into chunks, could you pass the summary from one chunk that you already generated along with the content to be summarized from the next chunk? Yeah. I think that's how you definitely that's how you could keep context for the whole thing, like summarize small sections and then you have a bunch of summaries of summaries. Yeah. But if we use GPT-4, we shouldn't have to do that. We should be able to do it all in one go. Tokens are, my understanding is it's each word. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk to the API. Would count as a word, yeah. A token is on average 4 words. That's good to know. So at that point, maybe we're not even hitting the limit. If because this is technically like 13,000 individual words. A token is 4 characters. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Um, GPT? Wait, is it really only 4 characters? Then I'm calculating wrong. I'm calculating very wrong. We need to take the total length, um, and then divide that by 4. 26,000 tokens then. Yeah. All right. Managing tokens. API reference. That's what I want. And then we want a chat completion, right? Because we want GPT-4, or do we just want a completion? Hmm. We could just remove the word. I'm not worried about it right now though. I want to pass this whole thing to the API, see if it works. Because if it works, then we don't have to do anything. And thanks for the raid, CM Griffin. Appreciate it. Welcome in, raiders. We are trying to summarize really long YouTube videos. So we wrote this code that scrapes a page to grab the captions. We now have captions that get put into a file. And we're at the point now where we're going to try to send that entire video transcript to the OpenAI API to get ChatGPT to summarize it. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for the raid and good luck on your talk. Okay. Um, how do I find the API docs that like tell me to use like the Node SDK and stuff like that? Um, um, check every transcript block. If the end of the first block is within a specified time to the start of the next block, combine them. So that way it will be like complete sentences. But that still doesn't fix the point where it's technically two different sentences, but they're like related, I guess. I don't know. No, I didn't see much of TwitchCon Paris. Cool. Thanks, Codex. We're here. We are going to install OpenAI, which is just an npm package. Great. Now, we want to do something like this. Oh, it's just the wrong color. Like it's still there, but it's you might want to. I think you need to change the color. Um, okay. So we do something like this: get transcript, then summarize transcript. It's that easy. So we have a function, summarize transcript, that takes in the transcript text, and then it's gonna do some things. This will definitely be an async method because we're gonna be calling stuffs. We can do our initial setup up here. We'll do all that setup, and then there will be some codes that actually calls the API there. But here, we want to read in from our env. So I'm going to install .env so we can have an env file. And then inside of there, we need this. Yeah, so we're not going to do it right now, but we may need to do it. Basically, I am avoiding extra work if I can, but pre-processing might be a thing that we need to do. But it also might be a thing that we don't need to do. So I'm not going to do it unless we need to do it. When will Node include env support by default? I don't know if it ever will. All right, making requests here. Do they have the like example API methods? Because at a certain point, isn't it something like OpenAI dot create chat completion. Model is just a string. Well, how do I know what the possible models are? Like, I want to do GPT-4. And then we have an array of messages that we pass in. I guess we'll have to look up what the actual thing is. We have a system message that says, you summarize YouTube videos about you summarize YouTube videos given a transcript with timestamps. Your summaries should include timestamps. And then the user message will be summarize the following, summarize summarize the following transcript. I think if we also tell it that it's summarizing programming videos, it'll probably do better. You summarize YouTube videos about programming from the YouTube channel Coding Garden. The host of the show is CJ and is the only person talking. The host of the show is CJ and should be referenced by name when needed. Given a transcript with timestamps, your summaries should include timestamps. Okay. GPT-4. Hey, bald bearded builder. It's been a while. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. We're writing some code. We're actually talking to the OpenAI API. We wrote some code earlier that gets transcripts for YouTube videos, and now we're in the process of passing that transcript to GPT-4 to get a summary. Yeah, thank you for the raid. Have a good one. And welcome in, raiders. We're going to use GPT-4 32K. It supports up to 32,000 tokens, and that's what we want, because we want to be able to summarize the entire video in one go. And so, like, right now, approximately, we have 26,000 tokens. I don't know the exact amount of tokens. I'll have to look at the response to see how many tokens we're sending. 40,000 words times 1.3. No, I said take the total number of characters and divide it by 4. That's the number that we're getting now. That is not the model. You're totally right. I copied the wrong thing. One English word is 1.3 tokens. Well, then I think we're being very generous here because we're saying a token is only 4 characters, which is probably way less than what it actually is. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's gonna fit though. I think it'll still fit. I think if we exceed, it just errors out. I think if we, because basically the token count limit has to. Oh, I didn't think about this though, but the token limit I think includes the response. So if we give it too much input, then it won't have enough tokens left to give us a response. That's my understanding, anyways. All right. So GPT-4 has plugins. So that's what allows it to get information in real time. Is people can write plugins that kind of do what I'm doing here, where essentially I'm combining getting data from YouTube and then passing that data into ChatGPT. Um, so that's what people mean when they say that it can do things. It can get information in real time. It charges you $50 for each extra token if exceeded. I don't know if that's true. um, all right. And then we get back the completion, but um, I am going to do a thing and like write these completions to a file because it's a lot of data and I don't want to lose that data. So we'll write this to a file. So we want to go to, I don't know, we'll create a directory for completions. And then we'll give it today's date and the video ID. No, we'll just do the date.now. So date.now dash video ID. Trying to think of how I want to do this. I want to do it like this. So this will destructure ID and text, and this will return an object where text is the transcript of text, and then ID is the video ID, like that. And then right here, we'll also say if no text return. So if we couldn't find the transcript, don't even try to do this. You just did a bunch of stuff in the kitchen. What did you miss? I don't know when you left. We have the transcript. We are now passing this into ChatGPT or to the OpenAI API. What's up, Nardi? I'm good. Glad to see you. Yeah, so we're gonna get token in the response headers or just in the response itself. That's why I'm writing the full completion. Is I want to see all that info. And then I'm gonna do JSON.stringify the completion in full. It's all UTF-8. So we have a folder called completions. It's going to put them in there. No, we already get the timestamps. So basically, we generate a file that looks like, well, we generate text that looks like this. So it has timestamped text, timestamp text. Yeah. Cool. anything else? I think I'm gonna leave myself a little to do. To do cache transcripts in file in case of failure. Like right now, we're getting the transcripts every single time. We don't have to do that because we shouldn't have to do that if we're doing a bunch of debugging. But for now, it's fine. All right. At this point, I need to put my API key in there and give it a try. Let's see. Thank you, Maggie. I'll fix that. I'll double check before we send it. You're totally right though. It's like off screen right now, so I didn't see that variable. Where do I get my organization name? Ah, it's just personal. Okay. So first of all, my org name is that. It's gonna grab my open API key, but it's not because we need to actually run .env. So we're gonna import .env from the package. We call config. This actually reads in our .env, so this line of code will work. And then we need to fix this. This needs to be text. All right. Let's try. No such organization. Personal. And it just leaked my API key, so great work. It's actually really easy to revoke API keys. I'll show you. Hot start, yeah. So look, you literally just do this, revoke it, boom. Key won't work anymore. First of all, it's I guess I could wrap it in a try catch. Like I think that's why so it's spitting out the headers and stuff. I don't want it to do that. Oh, so it's using Axios behind the scenes. Check it out. So we have a better way of logging this error without leaking our headers. So we have Axios here. I know how to work with Axios errors. So what we can do is we can wrap this in a try catch. Like that. And then with Axios, it actually gives us back the response. So if error dot response dot data is a thing, then we can log it out. And then that won't log the headers. Like that. So now I would expect we get some kind of error that says the API key is, yeah. Well, no such organization personal. Good. That's better error logging. We're not leaking our API keys. But yeah, I don't know. Let me create another API key. Confirm the organization name. Yeah, I don't know, Eddie. Let's see. Oh, organization ID. That's what I need. Not the name. I need the ID. which is a big long string. Honestly, I'm gonna put that in my .env as well. I don't know if it's a secret, but I feel like if other people want to run this code, they would need to change it. So I think it makes sense to put in my environment variables. Okay, so I think I found it. It's there. Now, moment of truth. Here we go. The model GPT-4 32K does not exist. You sure about that? First try. Models. Do I have to list the models to get the model name? I literally copied it from this page earlier. Yeah, well, we might have to just get the models, list them out, and then that'll give us the name. Because if I do OpenAI dot list models, do I need options? Yeah, it's an Axios response. We can just grab the data. Okay. Oh, is it literally just GPT-4? Zero 0613? On the models page, this is a snapshot from June 13th. Unlike GPT-432K, this model will not receive updates. Thing is, so GPT-4 looks like it's limited to 8,000, and then GPT-4 0613 is also limited to 8,000. Can we not use the 32,000 token model? Hmm. These are all the models. That's lame. Did we make it this far and we can't even use the 32K one? I thought I got accepted into the waitlist. I guess I got accepted into the waitlist for just regular GPT-4. Yeah, at this point we could try to chunk it, but I wanted to avoid that. Plans to open access to new developers by the end of July. Well, yeah, that was my hope, Eddie, is like we make a single API request that has the entire transcript, because otherwise we have to like create summaries of summaries or just summarize the transcript in sections. It's a tricky problem to solve. Like, it's not as easy as just splitting the transcript into 6,000 token chunks because you lose context, right? Like, in a 3 hour live stream where I'm answering questions, um, sometimes I talk about the same question for like an hour. Sometimes I talk about a single question for like 5 minutes. Um, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to pass it all into GPT-4 and hope for the best. Let's see if it complains or throws an error. All right. Hope for the best. Yeah, we get an error. Your message resulted in 36,000 tokens? So we would have been over the token limit anyways. Hmm. Try a shorter video as proof of concept. I'm not opposed to it, honestly. Like, let's do it. Like this one on ES 2023 array methods. Let's see what it can do given a full transcript. Takes a while. It errored out. Let's see. So I don't think. Yeah, I didn't write anything to completions, but it did actually error out. Yeah, it was so the issue is it wait. Oh, it was an FS write file error. Or was it? No, because this should be running from the root. Let me just put a completions folder in here in case I'm crazy. I will say that took a really long time for a 10-minute video. I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom. It didn't like my my JSON stringify. Dang it! It's this. So it's this piece right here. I'm trying to literally take the entire completion and stringify it, but apparently I can't do that. Maybe completion.data? Also, this is a good test because if it takes it this long for a 10-minute video, think about, like, I would have to break down a 7-hour live stream into 10-minute chunks, summarize those. Yeah. The Claude AI? That could be interesting to look into. I want to look at all the data though. I want there should be information about like the number of tokens that I sent and stuff like that. Let's see if it's circular to just do data. Isn't the response a byte string literal? With the Node.js API, it parses it into JSON. As far as I know. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Yeah, okay, so that was it. We just wanted to do .data. I think the main issue is completion is actually, yeah, it's an Axios response. So like, it would make more sense to pull off data here. Because we don't want to serialize the entire Axios response. We just want to look at the data. And honestly, it would be good, probably be good to look at the data and the headers from the response. The response headers. Like that. But regardless, now we have ourselves a little completion. So let's see what we got. In this video, CJ from Coding Garden guides the viewer through some new array methods in ES 2023. This is hilarious. Okay. Specifically, array find from last and change array by copy. He demonstrates how to find array methods. That's true, by visiting the proposals page. He explains how new methods enable searching from the end of the array rather than the start. CJ also excitedly introduces the 4 methods: to reversed, to sorted, to spliced, and with. It's technically to reversed. But this is the point where we have bad transcription data. Here and here. These create a new copy of the array instead of modifying the original. Lastly, he sheds light on array.prototype. Yeah, so this is bad transcripts in, bad summary out. Like, I think that's width, right? Not width. A new feature that lets programmers create a copy of an array and replace a specific element. By touching on its limitations, he suggests alternative methods for array operations. In the conclusion, he highlights that current browser support is extensive except for Firefox, and that developers can use Core.js and unminified code for unsupported browsers. He ends the video by promoting his live Twitch channel and a new React course. Great work. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. I'll go ahead and advertise my course. React Roots. Go to reactroots.com. And also follow on Twitch if you haven't yet. Sell out. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Okay, so this was a 10-minute video was 4,500 tokens. And then the completion was 300 tokens. So we could probably do 20 minutes? Let's find a 20-minute video. How about this? Like a 25-minute video on what is Vite. That's a good idea, Spain. I'm going to add it to the to-do, but to do. Ask ChatGPT to fix wording / jargon in the response. Because yeah, like it could potentially know that it's not the number 2, it was like the letter TO2. That could be interesting. Yeah, all right, see you later, Pablo. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Again. Apparently, it cannot do a 26-minute video, because that would have been 10,000 tokens. 17-minute video, maybe? Told you. I mean, you gotta try. It's true. Like how many words am I actually saying? It's not just length. It's yeah, how many actual words. All right. I logged the headers, so I'm just gonna make sure that the headers didn't leak anything. Mm, okay. Yeah, nothing secret in the headers, but this is pushing the limit, right? So like a 17-minute video, so probably a 20-minute video is gonna be the max here. Try this. For each 8,000 characters, wait the response, store it in a local array, and order by timestamp. Yeah, I mean, we're going to do that eventually. Like, we eventually are going to have to break down a really long video into chunks. You talk too much. Aren't you new here, Eska? Don't be mean. Don't be mean. So yeah, we're at the limit here with a 17-minute video. But let's read the summary. In a video by Coding Garden on YouTube, CJ gives an in-depth introduction to TypeScript in relation to JavaScript and the TypeScript build cycle. He takes the viewers through how to define computer science terms related to TypeScript, such as superset and subset, and explains how TypeScript is a statically typed superset of JavaScript. CJ then delves into static program analysis and how it applies to TypeScript. He illustrates how TypeScript works and the removal of type annotations during the compilation process. He also emphasizes that TypeScript does not affect the runtime behavior of JavaScript and does provide runtime type checking. In the end, CJ advises that beginners should learn JavaScript first before TypeScript to avoid confusion. This CJ guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, this is a weird thing. Like we'll have to work through how it does the summaries, because it summarizes the entire video and then gives it these timestamps here. Cool, Timothy. Have a good one. Thank you for dropping in, and I appreciate you coming over from seeing me yesterday. So yeah. So like we could remove this with regex, or like I think we could craft the prompt to tell it, like because ultimately this is cool. Honestly, waiting for the transcript of a stream where I'm reading the transcript of another stream, but we could do some really cool things, like basically turn one of my really long live streams into like an article of sort, like, or like a blog post. So the summarizer could pick the sections to summarize and almost like create an article that I could post with links to the live stream. But I'll remind you what I actually want. It is something like this, where they're short descriptions of what happens and then a single timestamp. Honestly, let's see if we can craft the prompt to output that, and then I'm gonna end the stream for today. But that'll be the last thing we do. You summarize YouTube videos about programming from the YouTube channel Coding Garden. The host of the show is CJ and should be referenced by name when needed. Given a transcript with timestamps, your summary should include timestamps. But yeah, I guess I don't want to say summarize. You create labeled summary timestamps for YouTube videos about programming here. The host of the show is CJ and should be referenced by name when needed. Given a transcript, the timestamp. I'm not going to include that. The output should be each timestamp on a new line. Each timestamp and title / summary on a new line. Each summary should be no longer than how many characters? I don't know. That seems like a lot. "50 characters. Give it an example. I want to see how it does without an example first, but then probably that would make sense. Yeah. Labeled. Actually, I should just call them chapters. That's a better word that should help it. You create labeled chapters for YouTube videos about programming. The host of the show is CJ and should be referenced by name when needed. The output should be each timestamp and chapter title on a new line. Each chapter title should be no longer than 50 characters. The chapter titles can be keywords, summarized concepts, or titles. Add the jargon thing? Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. The given transcript might include incorrect translations, always assume the speaker is talking about programming and correct the translations or the transcript accordingly. The given transcript might include incorrect or wrong translations. Always assume the speaker is talking about programming and correct the transcript accordingly. I guess. I don't know. The output for each line should look like. Wait, yeah, something like this. Title. And all right, let's see how it does with that. Go. Yeah, we probably want hours, minutes, seconds. For this example, it's just minutes and seconds. All right, let's see. How did you do? Wow. Introduction. React roots. Basics of building web applications. 23. Breakdown of lesson 2. Objective of lesson 2, definition of superset and subset, overview on TypeScript being a superset of JavaScript, overview on static program analysis. This is pretty good. Okay, I wanted to print it to the console so I can just like paste it in. Yeah, I want to paste this into to the YouTube video to see if it works. If it works, okay. This is going to be data.choices@0.message.content. I guess the interesting thing is like this is probably the first step. I would probably still go in and manually like slightly change the titles, but this is one of the most cumbersome parts is is like I literally have to watch the entire video to get these transcripts. So let's do it. Let's put it in there. Cool. So this is what the YouTube dashboard looks like. And honestly, I kind of already have like the things here. I just don't have them as timestamped. But if you put timestamps in like this, that's how YouTube would that's how YouTube shows automatic chapters. So I don't want to include the preview. I don't want that. Explain superset and subset. Honestly, I could get rid of all of these because I just want them to all be superset and subset. Yeah, so honestly, I feel like I would probably go in and do this manually, but this helps. We'll see if these timestamps are correct, though. The TypeScript build cycle. Honestly, I could probably work the prompt, right, and tell it that like topics, it's like don't create a new chapter if the topic hasn't changed yet. Only create a new chapter if the overall topic has changed. Let's see how it does with that instruction. Should you learn JavaScript before learning TypeScript? All right, let's see how these timestamps do. Hello friends, welcome to Coding Garden, and welcome to this preview of my course React Roots, which teaches the basics of building modern single-page web apps. Let's jump into the first one, which is describe what TypeScript is and its relation to JavaScript. So first, let's define some computer. That's all right. It's a few seconds early, but it's pretty much there. Define superset and subset. And I think that's important for your mental model when working with TypeScript because at the end of the day, TypeScript is going to just get turned into JavaScript So keep that in mind. So any JavaScript you write is essentially valid TypeScript, but then we can add some extra things on top of it to make it TypeScript. Here's another general term that's kind of used. Yeah, it was like the thing about this is like it was like 20 seconds off on this next one. I like that Garden Trilogy. Let's see what if it does any better. It hallucinated is what it did on this second try. It created timestamp 32 seconds or 32 minutes. Well, that's unfortunate. The video is only 17 minutes long. JavaScript is not executable. JavaScript is just source code, and we run that source code through a runtime which can actually run the code, but we don't actually compile it to enter any intermediary target. I realize that's a bunch of extra stuff. Really, your whole takeaway from that is you might hear me say transpiler, you might hear me say compiler. We say the argument A must be a number. So A : number, this is, and so basically we these timestamps are not good. They looked good, but those are like the first few were correct, and then it got really off. A new chapter. Each chapter should be at most at a minimum of 2 minutes long. Only use the timestamps specified in the transcript. I'm gonna get rid of the this piece here, because that's kind of like giving it freedom to just make stuff up, and I don't know if I want to do that. So let's see. Yeah, and that's basically what we're doing right now. We are prompt engineering. These titles seem really good, but the timestamps are off. Yeah, the video is only 17 minutes long. The timestamps should not be greater than the chapter timestamps. Should not be greater than the length, than the largest timestamp in the transcript. So this is the transcript that we sent it. The maximum is 1729. All right, see you in the next one. Include the video duration. Not opposed to it. Actually, if this doesn't work, then we can include the duration in the prompt. Because basically the duration will just be the last timestamp. Maybe that's also confusing it. Yeah, I think you're right, Fob. Here we go. Where is it getting the numbers from? From the transcript. I mean, where's it getting these? It's hallucinating. I don't, like, it's just making those up. Oh, this looks good. However, it's creating timestamps that are like 20 seconds long. So that didn't help. The timestamps for each new chapter should use the first timestamp from the given transcript, not the last or any in between. The thing is, this isn't conversational. I could make it conversational. Like I could have one more message here that says like yeah. I think you're right, Bob. Let's just give it one. Maybe that confused it? I don't know. I like that, Xerus. We'll try that next. Compound similar chapter titles into a single chapter. Hmm. The thing is, these look good, but I know that they are. They still seem a little bit off. Let's try it though. Let's just not even edit them. Let's just see. Let's just see. Because it kind of looks good, but they also seem a little bit wrong. Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden, and welcome to this preview of my course, React Roots, which and the two learning objectives that are going to be covered in this preview are describe what TypeScript is and its relation to JavaScript, and describe the TypeScript. So first, let's define some computer science terms that you typically see to talk about TypeScript. So TypeScript is a static. Yeah, I like this Titan Fuss. So let's. Okay. You create labeled chapters for YouTube videos about programming from the YouTube channel Coding Garden. The host of the show is CJ and should be referenced by name when needed. The output should be each timestamp and a chapter title on a new line. Each chapter title should be no longer than 50 characters. The chapter titles can be keywords, summarized concepts, or titles. Only create a new chapter if the overall topic has changed. I kind of have that. I'll use your wording, though. Only create a new chapter when the topic changes significantly. Each chapter should be a minimum of 2 minutes long. At least 2 minutes should have elapsed before specifying a new chapter. I need to. I think I also need to describe the input. The transcript you will be given as a timestamp on one line, and the next line is the corresponding text for that timestamp. This repeats for the whole transcript. Does it really need my name and channel? If I don't give it that, then sometimes it says like the host or whatever else. Like it probably doesn't need to know my channel name. Yeah, and then sometimes YouTube takes a second before those chapters pop up. YouTube does allow hours, minutes, seconds. Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden. For whatever reason, they're not popping up anymore, though. I don't know. Let's see if this changed anything. Yeah, I think that's the thing is like it has no idea what 2 minutes means. Oh. This is pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, let's see. Yeah, maybe it doesn't like the hours mark. Let me just remove those. YouTube probably doesn't like that I'm changing the. Oh, well, it has to. The timestamps always have to start with 00. I didn't mention that to ChatGPT. Maybe that was the issue before. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Welcome. If you want to feel good about yourself, you basically already know like 80% of TypeScript. Maybe not 80%. You know a large percent of TypeScript already if you know JavaScript. And I think that's important for your mental model when working with TypeScript because at the end of the day, TypeScript is going to just get turned into JavaScript. So keep that in mind. So any JavaScript you write that source code through a now these are not good. Spit out the code here. Now, this code will still technically run if you're a beginner. So should I learn JavaScript or TypeScript first? And the answer is you should learn JavaScript first. Now, you could jump into TypeScript. Okay. The last ones were like slightly better. I think you're right. I think we kind of have to work with this prompt, but the idea that I just had was, what if we ask it to not like don't immediately go to chapters? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking, Bob. It's like I want it to basically summarize the transcript into a summarized transcript. And then after we have that, we can take the summarized transcript and create the chapters from it because then there's more context, right? Because like at that point, it's grouped it into, it's basically combined the sections of the transcript into, that's still the original transcript, but it's grouped by topic, I guess. And then from there, we can take each of those sections and ask it to create like a chapter title. These are good ideas. I'm going to write them down. First, summarize transcript, or first combine transcript into larger sections. Then summarize / chapter title each section. Yeah. So yeah, eventually we'll do some stuff like that. Okay, but this was a good yeah, so I think that's the issue, right? Is like it's basically a summary of a summary, but I would want it to not change the transcript. Like its goal is to basically take a transcript that looks like this and remove the timestamps until it finds sections like this. Like this. You know what I mean? So now we have like an entire sections of text labeled with a start time. And then we can ask it, hey, give this a chapter title, that kind of thing. That's really what I'm thinking. What could be a good way to include the chapters in a creative way in your videos for the future? What do you mean? I think like right now the chapters are just like useful for people and for my like longer videos. So what I need to do is right now for whatever reason the Coding Garden archive did not have automatic uh, translations on, so I need to turn them on. See that like they don't work, but I need to add automatic captions. But for example, this 3-hour video from a couple nights ago, it would be great if there were timestamps for um, specifically when did I talk about these things. So that way when someone else comes along, it's easier for them to watch the VOD. All right. This was some fun stuff though, some fun exploration. Right now I have a stream scheduled for tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna skip it. I'm just gonna stream on Friday. But if you check the schedule, um, I'm gonna cancel that stream. That's not gonna happen. I'm just not feeling it. But Friday we're gonna go back to Listed, which is an app that we've been working on. No, yeah, I can't. I think that so the issue with scheduling a stream every day is it's hard for me to work on other things, and I have other things that I want to be working on that will potentially make money. The stream doesn't make very much money, so I need to find ways to actually make money. I'm not gonna cancel. I've already canceled 2 Friday streams, so Friday is absolutely happening. We're gonna work on Listed. I hope to see you there. But I'm gonna get out of here. I will push this code up to GitHub. So if you want to take a look at what I did, just go to github.com/codinggarden. It'll pop up here in the next hour or so. Yeah. Yeah, glad to hear it, Garden Trilogy. And I think this is the thing. Like there are so many YouTube tutorials for like how to use the chat GPT API and stuff like that, but this is literally all it takes, right? You configure it and then you call it. That's it. And at this point, it's just a matter of like actually engineering the prompt, you know? It is 5. No, it's 6:13. 6:13 p.m. But yeah, keep an eye on the GitHub. I'll push this code up there so you can reference it if you want to. In the meantime, subscribe over on my YouTube channels. I would appreciate it. I also have a Twitter. All right, and see you later, Sequel Gorster. We'll see you next week. That's okay. But yeah, follow me over on Twitter. Today, I think I tweeted probably one of the best tweets I've ever done. It's all encompassing. So please like, retweet, comment. But this is my commentary on literally everything, every possible opinion or comment happening on Twitter. This is my commentary. Okay. Also, I have a mailing list. If you do anything, sign up on the mailing list. I send go live notifications. I also send weekly updates. Yeah, and I appreciate that, Bob. You are kind. Yeah. If you enjoy this, there's lots of ways to support me. Coding.garden/support. Let's go on a raid. Here we go. If you're a subscriber, you can use this raid message. If you're not, you can use this raid message. You can also come up with your own raid message. And I will see you all on Friday. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.